Good day, this is Ray. Today is Friday, August 21st, 2026. For me, another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, family, friends, and loved ones are doing well and staying safe. So I know it's a little bit unusual for me to post a vlog on Friday, but I'm really considering making this my vlog day because I would like to have the weekends open to be able to maybe even do a little bit more traveling, go spend time with my parents and, just live a normalish life, especially after dealing with all the illnesses and living with lupus, having appendicitis this year, and dealing with work stress and stuff like that. So would love to keep my weekends open. That'd be ideal. But if I record videos early on Saturday mornings and continue to post that way, or Sunday, that'd be fine too. But anyway, I wanted to jump on to talk about HOA fees because I believe that is a hot topic this year. When I was a homeowner up until March of this year, I sold my place to move to where I'm at now. And one of the big concerns of mine was the rising HOA fees. So when I first purchased my home back at the end of 2021, my HOA fees were $170, and what was included is water, trash, and landscaping, maintenance, all that within $170. Now that seems relatively inexpensive with all of that being covered. But what happened during my time there, I was living in a condo, and they had special assessments. So I had two special assessments throughout that time period. I forget the exact amounts. One I believe was about $1,600, where we had to come out of pocket extra on top of the HOA fees, and the other one maybe like $3,000 or something like that. I paid both of those prior to me selling my place. But those extra fees add up. But anyway, my HOA fees got up to $370 a month. On top, so I'm paying my mortgage and I'm paying the HOA fee on top of that. I think I was coming out of pocket close to $1,500, $1,600 a month with those two things. No, you know what? It got up as high as $1,700. Now that I think about it, those two, the mortgage and the HOA fees. So I kind of get it, based on the cost of everything going up. As a matter of fact, I could want to kind of hit some key points today. I do have my notes. I just got off work. It's casual Friday, but I'm wearing my suit coat on top of my dress shirt, and I got wearing some jeans. So that's my casual Friday as a manager. Anyway, so HOA fees are climbing. I mean, it's just obvious. But I wanted to look at the reasons as to why. So, the short answer is that everything an HOA pays for has gotten more expensive. And, boards are legally required to keep communities financially stable. Yeah, we get all that. Insurance premiums are going up. So, the property has to be covered by insurance, but also you have to have your own mortgage insurance to cover your own building or property. And so, yeah, the premiums went up, and so that was calculated into it. Labor and maintenance costs, landscapers, cleaners, the contractors, all those, their expenses are going up, and they're raising their fees. Utilities, water was included in mine. Garbage was included. I paid for electricity. That's going up. All of it's going up. And then they have something called reserve study requirements. So, and I'm just not learning about this, but new laws in several states requires that HOAs properly fund reserves for major repairs, roof, pavement, elevators. Many HOAs have underfunded reserve for years. I remember that being an issue when I was purchasing the property. They had to prove that they had that properly funded for me to purchase my own property. Inflation. Yeah, that's something that's talked about all the time in the news, which I try to not watch too much of. And, that applies to landscaping, utilities, construction, materials, insurance again, making it possible to to have the maintenance on the properties. But anyway, I'm a little bit tired too. I've had a long week. So what I didn't know until recently is that nearly 1/3 of the U.S. homes and 44% of all homes now come with HOA dues, which means, you know, there are more people feeling the squeeze. And average HOA fees rose 32.4% over the past decade. 32%? That is nuts. With many of households paying $500 per month. So maybe I was, looking back, maybe I had a discount, but it was expensive to me, and it was only one income that was covering the household. 91% of HOAs increased their budgets for 2025. And the trend definitely continued into 2026, because that's when I believe my HOA fees increased. No, it increased in 2025. Many states have no legal cap on how much an HOA can raise their fees, leaving the homeowners vulnerable to sudden increases. Now, I'm not a homeowner anymore. I sold my house, used about $20,000 to pay off the rest of my non-mortgage debt. If you hadn't watched my previous videos, I had a non-mortgage debt of $115,041.89, and paid that off in March of this year. So I have no debt, except for the medical bills that are currently coming, but I'm paying those off as they come. So what can change about the HOA fees? There has to be more transparency as to how the HOA fees are being applied. Now, remember that we used to get statements at the end of the year or the beginning of the next year as to how the money was spent. But, I never felt like we were getting the bang for our buck, so to speak. Just felt like we were paying these fees, and whatever repairs on the exteriors of the building or in the parking lot or the common shared areas, I never felt like I was getting exactly what I wanted. And then the special assessments that would always pop up. HOA fees suck. I'd like to know what your experience is with HOA fees if you're watching this. Because right now, I don't have an HOA. And that's another reason why I'm not buying. And plus the fact that homes are very expensive, interest rates are high, insurance premiums are high, all that is high, everything is high. Who was the guy in New York? He's like, my rent is too darn high. Yeah. My mortgage was too darn high. And rents are still too high. Do something about it. I'm speaking to the boss of the world. Please, let's get those rent rates down. Anyway, if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and when I post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/@notoutofmybudget. As always, thank you for watching. You all take care.